to the JagCorner. Thanks for watching. We have more than one viewer this time around starting out. So my name's Will Thorup, and this is my brother, Bryce Thorup. And we're glad to be here again. This is our third week. It's
my
almost
second.
It's Bryce's second, my third. It's the channel's third live stream. We've done live streams before in the past, but it seems like there's always like a year break between them.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a thing now. Well, we'll see. Let us know if there's any problems with the stream in any way, audio-wise or anything, and we'll try to fix it on the fly. Don't know if we want to mess around with our streamer any more than we have to.
We'll work with what we got.
Yeah, so we'll work with what we got. Unless it's something dramatic that needs to change, let us know.
If the stream goes down, and we've got to do something.
Yeah, we got to do something. Cool. I'm going to toss it over to Bryce. He has a few things on the web that we're going to talk about. And and then I might do some painting a little bit later on, depending on where we are on the stream, and just keep talking. So
cool. All right. Here's my desktop. So we were just looking at the Atari Age forum literally minutes ago, and this brand new post came up, or at least I thought so. It's 16 minutes ago. I was like, "Oh, a new post. Let's check that out." And I looked at this and like, what the heck? December 19th, 2001. Yep. So anytime you've gone to a post and somebody asked a question and there's no responses, and it was like 13, 14, 20 years ago, here's hope, because this started a whole thread in the last 20 minutes.
It's funny because it's not even about the original question. Most of it, right?
Yeah. So the guy is just asking about whether you could get Carbon in Ultra Vortex, which is a character you can fight. He's wondering if it was an unlockable character you could actually play. And I remember this back in the day. I remember spending hours on this game trying to figure out how to get it playable. I don't think I ever did. Yeah. So as far as I know, you can.
I could have sworn we
were
were talking about this before the stream started, but it seemed like one of our older brothers, he spent forever trying to do it, and he finally did it. He unlocked Carbon. And for those who aren't familiar, and please correct me.
Let's see if I can pull them up here.
We're a little bit on the quiet side. Thanks. If you can pull up a strategy really quick, Bryce, I'll mess around with the microphones.
It doesn't pull up anything.
Let us know if the audio's a bit better now.
Yeah, so you had this guy, Grok, who's like a rock character.
Yeah.
And then you had Carbon, who was just a darker version of him.
So,
it was
which wasn't uncommon at the time, right?
Yeah,
because Mortal Kombat, they were just doing color swaps and stuff.
In fact, there's a picture of them side by side. Grok. Although that one just says Grok. Oh, this is probably if you're playing two-player with the same characters. They changed the sprite a little bit so you can tell the difference between the two. Anyway.
I could have sworn there was a strategy or something. Anyways, you play the hardest difficulty. You have to get perfects all the way up to the subway level.
Yeah, and you do something on the subway level
to unlock it. And I can't remember what it is. Oh, I think you either have to die before the second round of that match or something. There's something you have to do.
Something. If anybody on the stream remembers or has insight into this, let us know and we can...
One Bite Cake. I might have a special guest regarding the VCS for next week.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I know, One Bite Cake, you have some sort of connection there that you were talking about a few days ago. I've forgotten the details though, so we'll have to discuss that again. That'd be cool to get somebody involved with that on the stream to talk about it. Our last video, we had some comments about us making sure we treat the VCS fairly, and maybe we should just talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
Atari, we love Atari. We absolutely love the brand and everything like that. At least what it was before they went bankrupt in 1996. That doesn't mean Atari can't do great things in the future. I hope they can. The only issue that we may not be treating this as neutral as people would like is because we think that their strategy isn't good. At least that's my opinion. I don't think it's a good strategy.
My opinion's a little different. So I don't view this as like Atari's comeback. The great comeback of Atari. It's not going to be that, and I don't think you'll ever see that unless they get picked up by a bigger company that has money they can really throw at it. But what I see here is something that we haven't seen since the 90s. It's Atari trying to do hardware, which
is awesome.
It's cool. It's really cool.
It is really cool to see.
And so we were talking about this a little while ago. That's the idea that One Bite Cake says we have echo. Anyway, it may just be because we have two mics going here.
Yeah, it could be our mics.
We'll figure that out. Anyway, but the thing about this, for me, is if you view it from the perspective of a console, a game console, yeah, it's doomed to fail. It's not priced to succeed compared to the competition. If you view it as a mini PC with cool aesthetics, which honestly I think the aesthetics and design on it are really great.
Yeah.
Even the controllers I think are pretty cool if the quality of them comes out good, because we talked about this before with the Ouya controller. It looked great, and in a lot of ways it was nice, but those stinking buttons stuck all the time, so it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you view it from that standpoint as a mini PC with really nice aesthetic and you can have flexibility to do emulation stuff on it, it's really a good value. I mean, for what you're getting, the hardware is really nice. So.
Yeah. Well, and kind of what I was talking about with the streaming stuff last time, and maybe this is a little bit of a disappointment, but we were getting rumors that Google was going to start their own online streaming thing, and then Atari announced that they had some sort of partnership with some big company. That happened at the same time, and so it's just like, oh, okay, so Google and Atari are going to hook up to do a streaming thing, which would be really cool. That if Atari had a deal like that, it would probably explode simply because of Google.
Yeah.
You know, but
or at least give it more visibility.
Then it turned out to be Tesla was Atari's partner, and Google was doing their own thing, which is really cool that they partner up with Tesla. I've actually been, I don't have a Tesla myself, but I've been in a Tesla and I've played the games. It's really cool, the big screen that they have.
Doesn't it use the rotary dial for paddle-based games?
I didn't
like
try that. I played let's see here. I played Missile Command, which went really, really well. But I did play Asteroids. We couldn't figure out how to play Asteroids, and that's probably what it was. Yeah. So you had to use something on the console for that. Anyways,
so that's kind of our point. Is we'll give it as fair a shake as we can. I mean, at the end of the day, to try and say, oh, it'll be the greatest console ever, it's not realistic. But to view it as it's cool, Atari's getting back into the hardware space, I think that's fun, and it's really cool. I don't know how soon I'm going to get one. If they could get it at the $299 point with the controllers, I'd probably get one. Yeah. It would be cool, but as it is, it's a little steep for me right now. So,
hey, let us know how bad the echo is. What we can do is put the stream on a little bit of a break, and I can switch over to a lapel mic, which I think might fix the problem. If it's really bad, we'll pause. But until then, let us know. We'll keep an eye on the chat.
All right, let me hop back over to this thread, because this is, from what I understand, I don't get on Atari Age a lot myself, but Will's on there a lot, and first thing he said when I started in is like, derailed, and sure enough, this guy's like, why does this game often get misspelled as Vortex instead of Vortex?
Yeah.
And this goes on for like 5 posts. And then when it finally ends, somebody just points out, oh, this game's so broken, Lucius can just do his hawk attack and just dominate the game. And so...
And it is a K.
And I don't think... Nobody really answers this. One of the people talks about how he saw a website a long time ago anyway about how it gave an explanation about how to get carbon as somebody you can find at least. Yeah. So if you guys have any information on that, you can go ahead and hop on this thread here. We'll let me drop that in the comments and you can jump over there and add your own 2 cents.
Oh. Look at that. What Wozniakal. Wozniakal. That's his name. So Ultra Vortex was the release name. Ultra Vortex was the beta name.
Yeah, that's what I said. And
it seems like I've heard that.
And I remember on the Lynx version, it seemed like it was
Vortex.
spelled Vortex on the title screen that they have for that. Anyway.
Which Songbird, we would love to see that game. I believe Songbird has the rights to that.
That one's been out there for a while, hasn't it?
It has.
A long time. It seems like.
I think it's Carl.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else Atari Age you wanted to kind of hit on, or?
I was just gonna do a quick browse here. Let me switch over to my desktop and we'll take a quick look here. see if there's anything interesting. Podcasts. Yeah, so who is it? Is it Arcade Attack that's doing these podcasts, or these, oh no, this is somebody else. Farrah Thompson, podcast interview questions. Oh yeah, this is the guy that worked on Cybermorph, Bubsy, NBA Jam, Supercross 3D. Oh no. Yeah, that's nuts. Sorry, I was sidetracked on that. Anyways, I think it's Arcade Attack. They've been doing a lot of interviews with developers that have worked on Jag games. I don't see the thread here right away. It shouldn't be hard to find, though, if you're interested in seeing or reading about what people actually did with those games. Oh yeah, Wormhole 2000. It's a new homebrew. That I actually don't. This Phobos guys, he only has 17 posts on AtariAge, so I'm pretty sure he's new to the forums. But he has a cool looking. It kind of looks like Tempest 2000, but it's kind of like Asteroids meets Tempest 2000. So you're going around in a circle, but things come up in weird patterns. So the pattern isn't the grid that you're running on; it's actually the pieces coming up. It's kind of cool. I'll play just a minute of it here. Anyways, looks pretty good. Looks like a lot of fun. He has boss fights and stuff too. In this thread, a lot of people have been giving feedback on the design and things like that. I think right now Zero Square is trying to talk him into rotary support. So,
hey, there's another topic.
I'm wondering if that's what. I wonder if he's using the removers library, because recently in the programmer forum. Under the Jaguar forum, Seb of the removers, so the library that we're using for Flappy McFur and Oddball and Audit Will Be Watching, he jumped on there and said, hey, I want to work on rotary support for my library. And I'm wondering if that Wormhole 2000 kind of, and me too, teasing him, getting that started. And so, anyways, really cool. And so Seb, he's asking for help on that, and we've been... Zero Square and GGN have gotten him hopefully started on that. It'd be cool to see that implemented. It'd be really cool to see that implemented for Oddball. Seb, if you're watching, we really appreciate that. We've really appreciated your help up to this point, and so something like that would be icing on the cake at this point. So, yeah, other than that, this is the programming forum. I don't want to spend too much time in there. It can get boring. Kobayashi Maroon Box. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much else. Rapid fire. There's these rapid fire controllers that somebody's putting together. I think I talked about this a couple streams ago, so I won't get into that too much. But anyways, yeah. So AtariAge is a little quiet right now. That should be changing here in the next month or so, though. So, I'm doing some things for Albert that he'll be releasing soon.
Cool.
Hopefully. Not to put his feet on the fire, but hopefully.
All right. Read back over to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's...
So, something I thought would be fun to do is an artist highlight. So, in the gaming world, especially on Atari systems, Amiga, Jag, the older computer generations, there's really cool stuff out there and really cool artists that I... up until recently, haven't really got a lot of notoriety. It seems like in the more recent years, people have been digging these people out. It's like, who made this cool art?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing here. We just wanted to kind of showcase this. So this is Mike Ferrari. He's known for doing a lot of the artwork on some of the LucasArts games. So Secret of Monkey Island and Loom, which is one of my personal favorites. I love Loom. I never played it when I was younger. I only played it a couple of years ago.
One, right?
Yeah. No, I went right through that from beginning to end. And the art style is just really cool fantasy, and it's this guy's aesthetic. His aesthetic is Twilight, is the way I like to put it. He does other stuff too, but what really stands out to me is his Twilight stuff. So like this one, and this is what I had it before, but yeah, it's the Twilighty stuff. So he's got this really cool aesthetic to his pixel art. I love the sundogging effect on that.
Like that one with the river it's weird because it almost feels real. No, the one you were on.
Oh.
That one right there. I really like that one because, well, and if you get a chance, I don't know if we have this in the description. Did you post this link? I can drop it. We'll drop it in the chat here for everybody really quick. But let me do that really quick. I love he ties in. Does that have? Sorry, I'm kind of looking at. Is that animated? That is
no, this one isn't. I haven't
that
got
one
to
isn't
that
animated.
yet. So.
Oh, you haven't got maybe.
Yeah, so these are all static. So what's cool
I'm jumping the gun.
is he got with some coders, some web coders, and they actually put together this thing so he could do. And a lot of you have probably seen this. I saw it years ago, and I just barely refound it. I'm just like, oh, it's so cool. And so, just that you can see how palette shifting works in real time. If you've ever wondered about that, so all of these. This grid here represents the indexes of all the colors in this image, and you can actually update any given index on it and cause this animation effect to occur. And they went, a step further, and they added like sound effects. I don't know if that's too loud on your end, but
it looks fine.
Okay. So sound effects. You can adjust the zoom on it. That's just webs. Zoom in, how fast the cycle speed is. It's classic and blend. So classic gives you a more hard cut. It's not doing a soft blend between color changes on the pixels. And the coolest thing for me is this time. So you look like the light up to the top of the cliffs there as it pours down. it's cool.
Like a cloud passing over.
Yeah, as it gets.
And then it gets to the stormy, and then twilight.
It's dark and the lights come on.
That's so much.
Anyway, there's dozens of these pictures in here.
Oh wait, he only has 30 colors running there or something on that last. That's cool because it just turns all the other ones down to black.
They're there. You probably can't see it. There's very subtle
really
colors there. Yeah.
Okay.
So but there's some really cool ones in here, and so he does a lot of variations. So like rainfall and stuff on them. But yeah, just cool stuff. I'll drop that in the comments as well here, so you guys can take a look at that. If you haven't already, once again, that's just mind blowing to me.
And the first link we sent over has the audio. Does this website have the audio?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he adds just a little bit of ambient noise to the whole thing, and it's amazing what that low color artwork can pull off in terms of mood, of feeling. I'm a huge Myst fan. Anybody who knows me knows I'm way into Myst. And I think that's what captures most people with Myst is you play the original version of Myst, and those images, they don't look that great. But you add just a little bit of sound in there, and it completely changes the tone of the whole thing. It makes it immersive, having that other 50% of the picture there. So,
Anyway, check out his stuff. Cool. Check out that website. He's done a lot of book cover art as well. Seems like that's a common thread for a lot of these type of artists. They do like fantasy and sci-fi book cover art.
Yeah.
And then they do pixel art stuff on the side as well. So, cool stuff.
It's really cool that it's tied into that because, like, mosaic artwork. Sorry, I'm going into kind of
you're fine.
Making a connection with history a little bit because all pixel art is mosaic at the end of the day, and so when at least when I think of mosaics, I think of the Greeks, I think of the Romans and stuff like that, and the mythology tied around that. And it's funny that all these fantasy artists get involved somehow with pixel art at the same time. It's weird how those worlds kind of tie together. Anyways, it's kind of fun.
For me, it's that whole idea of working within restrictions, right?
Yeah.
Reduced palette, reduced resolution, so you can put the maximum amount of detail into every single pixel. Whereas if you're dealing with a huge canvas with unlimited pixels and unlimited color, it's like painting with a brush, right? It's the difference between a mosaic and an oil painting.
It's like having this massive field you're going to build a house in and trying to figure out where you're going to build the house, right?
Yeah.
It's like your focus.
Yeah.
It gets
Whereas
destroyed.
a mosaic, each piece has to be deliberately chosen to create this thing, but you can be very precise about it and just make. And with fantasy, you can do really cool stuff that way.
And there's obviously a scale there because if you have a 4x4 pixel thing and you only have two colors, black and white, to work with, yeah, you can still do quite a bit with that, but you're not. So it's interesting how you get this range from 1-bit color to super low resolutions to 8-bit color with 256 colors available to you, and higher resolutions like 640 by 480, and to see how much the style of artists change and their technique too, how they accomplish certain effects.
It's pretty amazing to see what, and maybe we'll do this on a future live stream. There's a whole interview somebody did with the guys who worked on the artwork for Lemmings. They talked about trying to
get those little
much
people
character into as few pixels, and it's amazing what they did.
Those are only they're 3x6, aren't they?
I can't remember. We'd have to look. They're tiny, but some of the subtle details about movements, like their hat or something flopping around while they walk, and just their feet flopping down too. There's a little bit of animation.
Yeah,
of their feet. It's cool.
It's
we'll probably go into that on our next stream. That's really cool stuff.
Well, I just wanted to say, doing sprite art for like the first time I've done pixel art is on the Jag for these games, and it's been an interesting experience. First of all, what tool do you use? Because there's so many different software packages out there for sprite art, all the way back to the Atari ST, which you might be able, no, you can't see it in Bryce's view. It's right. It's over his left shoulder, just out of view. But doing sprite work on that, or using something like Graphics 2 or something like that that is built for low color resolutions and older formats, or using GIMP or Photoshop as well, which gives you everything, but you still need low color support. And so learning all that, getting used to that, and then figuring out techniques like dithering and there's a lot of color theory involved because you're dealing with so few pixels. Placing certain colors next to each other can create different types of effects. So it's cool how applicable it's been to the rest of my art.
Yeah.
Not just pixel art. It's taught me little tricks I can do with my normal.
I think that's true with like developing on the Jag, because my day job is I'm a web developer, and on the web, you've got tons of flexibility. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff. You get on the Jag, and suddenly everything's got to be tightly optimized and or cut out, and figure out how to do a workaround to make it work. And you learn a lot of cool things that you then apply to the broad, wide open field of whatever it is you're working on. So, all right. So pixel art kind of segues into
that's
another
true.
project here. So
Bryce has some cool stuff.
I got the itch the other day just digging through Atari fonts, and I was trying to find an Atari ST font, and somebody already has one for the medium resolution. They'd already built out, but nobody, as far as I can tell, let me know if anybody knows about the 8x8 pixel font art or font. So an actual TTF font. I'm actually going through and building it, so
Sorry, which resolution is this again?
8x8.
It's 8x8. So
each character gets 8 pixels by 8 pixels.
Was
This
that
is
used?
low res mode.
It's in the low res mode. Okay. So for those who don't know, the Atari ST had 3 resolution modes. It had low, medium, and high. And I can't remember the exact pixel dimensions, but the high resolution was 640 by 400.
Yeah.
And so really high resolution, but the other 2 resolutions, medium actually stretched the pixels and vertically.
So you had 320 by
200.
200, yeah.
But it was
or no,
stretched.
320 by 400.
400. That's right. Because
it's half the high resolution.
Yeah, half the high resolution, and so they had to build fonts specifically for the medium resolution. That was the special one. The other could be shared. The 8x8 could be shared with the high and low resolution, I assume. And so the ST is kind of weird that way, that it even had different resolutions to begin with. Like the first Macs, they didn't have anything. It was one resolution. And so
it was all black and white though, so there was no variation going on.
So I think the Amiga did have the first Amigas that past Commodore had different resolutions, but that was kind of a novel thing at the time, having different resolutions. And so with low resolution on the ST, you got 16 colors, medium you got 4, and then on high you only had black and white.
Yeah.
And so making sure those fonts worked was really, really important.
Yeah. So this is an actual font sheet. I don't know if it's bit accurate as to what would be in RAM. This is something I found online. And this is part of my process, is I just came in here and vectorized it and traced out the outlines of every pixel. It's not as time consuming as you think. It's just getting the pen and just tracing the outlines. And then I had it so I could export each of those individually. Then over here I can pull them in and basically get it lined up on a font sheet. So that's centered up. They don't let you scroll on this one. It's kind of frustrating. Anyway.
So beyond this, why are you doing the font?
Oh, yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm building the font out so that I can build, once again, I'm a web developer. I want to build a set of what they call web components. If any of you have ever done HTML, it's just the tags, but you can build custom ones that do custom things with JavaScript in the background. And basically the idea is that you can build like TOS interfaces on the web. Just using HTML, just build out a window, and you can drag it around and all these different components. Yeah. So if you want to build a website
that looks like
TOS and has some interface stuff, and down the line they're adding file system features and may integrate that too, so you can actually have a file manager.
Are you just going to add it on GitHub or?
Yeah. I've already got a Git repository up. I could well, it's not public right now. I'm still building it out. Once I get a little more stable, I'll make it public, and you guys can take a look. I'll let you know on a later stream. Cool. But yeah, that's the goal there. Anyway, just a little fun side project.
No, that's awesome. I'm excited to see it. I know there's been somebody did. Gosh, it seemed like somebody. No, that's what it was. Somebody ported the Atari over to the web. Somehow they were able to compile it.
Oh yeah, it was an actual JavaScript build from the ground.
Oh, was it?
Did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Which is really cool to see. See all this stuff moving over to the web. It makes it all agnostic and accessible.
Yep. It's nice. Archive.org they got DOS games and a few other systems.
Yeah.
No Atari still.
I was. Oh yeah, you were here. It was a few weeks ago. I was playing Biomenace.
Oh yeah.
I remember somebody playing that when I was really, really young, and I'm like, I want to give that a try. It's actually a pretty good platformer.
Yeah,
I was
those id ones, the id platforms.
Yeah, same guys who made Doom.
Oh, let me show this in action. That was the other thing I wanted to show. So this program is a test drive. So.
Yeah, that looks like the ST. Is the space in between the G and the W correct?
Yeah. According to that sprite sheet, like I say, assuming that's accurate, the pixel alignment on the 8x8 grid, because that's what it is. It just drops that 8x8 block right next to one to after the other. So it's mono-spaced, obviously, and yeah.
Cool. Do you have any examples of the interface stuff yet? The web components?
No.
Not yet?
I started on that, and then I realized, I need a font.
I need a font.
I didn't have one, so now I'm going through that right now. But I should have this done in the next week or two. So
yeah, you were showing me that there's this weird head or whatever in the font sheet.
Oh, yeah.
The guy with the pipe. It's really weird.
Pull that up. I don't know what this is or where it got used. I don't ever remember seeing it. But this right here, you can see this is the top half of the head and the bottom half, and he's like smoking a pipe or something.
Yeah, really weird.
I don't get it.
It's cool that they have the Fuji symbol, though.
These other symbols, I'm not sure what these are for. I need to go look up the... they had the character codes.
They have some notes. They have a bell. Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A few little symbols.
Clock.
Early emoji stuff.
I think the clock one is in Sundog.
Yeah, I know I've seen like the bell and the clock and the note places. I don't think I've ever seen those ones.
Yeah.
I've seen the Fuji and the face.
Never seen
I have
seen
no
that.
idea what that
It'd be
is.
interesting to dig up the history on that. Ooh, they have an infinity symbol down there. Third row from the bottom, far right.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Oh, that's Hebrew.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah.
I think it's Hebrew anyways.
So
it looks that way. That's cool. Wonder if they were, I'm sure they were selling it in Israel.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we've got the characters, I can't think of what they're called. Characters for like Russian. We've got a few of those characters.
Cyrillic?
Cyrillic,
is that
yeah.
Right? Is that there too?
I thought so. Now I'm looking at it, maybe it is just Hebrew.
That could be Cyrillic too.
Huh.
Oh yeah, Jacob says Cyrillic, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have anything else?
No.
Or?
That's what I got.
Cool. I'm gonna do a little bit of painting. Where are we at on the stream? I don't know.
We're about 35 minutes in.
35. Okay. I'm gonna paint for a few minutes. Bryce can hit up some of the social media channels on Atari, just hashtags and stuff. for a few minutes, and we'll just go until either you want to end or I want to end. If Jacob says that there was no Cyrillic in there.
Oh, okay. I was looking at it, like, I don't think there is. It's just Hebrew in there, I think. So.
But if you guys have any ideas of things that you want us to talk about in this first kind of half of the stream, let us know. I try to keep up to date on things, but sometimes I get busy, and so any help we can get that way would be greatly appreciated. Or we miss things in the news all the time. For anyone who's still not on board with our opinion on the Atari VCS, send us over some news. Change our minds on that. We would love to be more positive about that. At least we're positive about it. We're not negative. We're neutral. We're neutral on it.
Well, I'm positive about certain aspects and negative about others, right?
So,
it's not a all or nothing.
Anyways, send us over news. If there's positive stuff, we want to hear that too. Anyways, cool. Let me get set up for drawing here.
What hashtag should I search? Let me know. Atari related
hashtag.
Let's make it clear here.
And if you need to switch over to your desktop, Bryce.
I'll just be scanning through. If I see something interesting, I'll just switch it over for a second.
See if I can get set up for drawing here. We're kind of in a new setup, and so I'm getting comfortable. Okay, let me switch over to Krita. Okay, last time I said we might look at some of the art I've been doing, and been starting with Cutter because I don't like drawing furries, to tell you the truth, and so I try to leave Trevor and the other characters. I just don't like drawing anthropomorphized animals, and so I'm glad we're almost done with this. I would like to move on from human animals, from drawing them, and so I've done a few illustrations here with are you guys seeing that flickering on Krita? Can you let me know? Can you let me know, One Bite Cake? I'm getting a little bit of flickering up on the stream here, and so it's a little...
He says yes. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Window. I don't know. Oh, there it is. There it is. Sorry, I lost that. Okay, so yeah, I started out... I'm trying to figure out what I want, kind of a running thread through all the artwork. In terms of style or colors and the tone, how much contrast is in the images and stuff like that. And so I've been trying a few different things. I got this kind of blue monochromatic thing, and then I was going for more of a comic book hard line style with this one over here, which I think I'm probably going to lean closer to that, at least to begin with this illustration. But and then I have Robot pulled up here because last time I mentioned that I couldn't remember what his face looked like. So down here in the bottom left corner, I have him started kind of penciled in there, but I don't have his details in there at all. But anyways, I'm going to get started on that. If you guys have any questions. Okay, no flicker. Yeah, that was weird. I saw it there for a second. It's probably just here on my computer.
All right, I got something to share already.
Go ahead.
This is kind of cool. This ad.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
seen this before? I haven't seen this one. Now, what's weird about this one is I was looking at the screenshot, like, that one's squish. This one's really...
Oh my goodness, those are terrible.
It's like, who did the layout on this? I guess the screenshots are so small they figured...
Just make it fit.
Yeah, whatever. So, that's interesting, that art design.
No, they did... Like Iron Soldier, they put a lot of time into illustration. Of course, this was a SNES, but Double Dragon 5, they put a lot of work into like the manual illustration and stuff like that. There's a lot of, it's not very good, but you could tell that they put a lot of effort into it. But yeah, Iron Soldier, there was obviously Atari. The impression I get, and seems like some of the things I've read, like internal letters that have come out, and I could be mixing up memories here. Those could actually not exist. I could be making stuff up here. But it seemed like this was their baby. Yeah. Iron Soldier was their baby for a long time. And so it seemed like they dumped a lot of extra money into that.
It's a good game.
what if we designed a new processor for the Jaguar that was backwards compatible with the instruction set of Tom and Jerry, but was like really, really fast? Desolder the old chip and add the new one in, and really knock some real 3D out of the park. Well, that's what an FPGA is for.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. They're working on the Mister core. They're working on ST and Jaguar. There are people. I haven't followed up. That's something that we should follow up on.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a Mister.
I know there's been somebody who has worked on at least the Jaguar one. I don't know if they've continued. I know they had some games working with patches and stuff like that, but that's one bite cake. I think that's the real solution here for any console, is in order to tinker around with its technology and stuff like that, figure out how to recreate it on an FPGA so it's hardware accurate, and then from there take it wherever you want. It's really cool that developers have tools like that now. Of course, well, here's the thing. If you still want it in a Jaguar shell, you rip out the old board and stick the FPGA in there, and then you have the shell. Okay, so I kind of know where I'm going with this. I want to use for the background something pretty desaturated and dark, but I need it. I need to finish Robot first. Let's finish Robot. And yes, his name's Robot because I couldn't find anything in the Flappy McFur lore that could work. There's not a lot of Flappy McFur lore out there, and so. I had to. I got tired of coming up with names, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna call him Robot because I've gone way too much into the storytelling for these games, and he doesn't. Spoiler: he doesn't exist beyond this game, so he's gone. He won't come back. So, or will he?
It's the crux to the whole universe.
I don't know. Or is he Audit in disguise? So he might be, yeah. Robot. Okay, so let's finish Robot here. And sorry for the weird skewing on my interface here. I need to get that worked out for next time too. Oh, I'm missing my scroll bars. I think I turned those off. I didn't realize I turned them off. Miscellaneous. There we go. Maybe not. Well, I guess I can drag. Not the best.
$200 for a Mister setup.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But then I started thinking about the context of the VCS. It's like, I would rather spend my money here
on that.
Just because I have computers that already do good emulation. I'm just like, I'd like to have something hardware. That'd be cool.
There we go. Find my pencil. Sorry, my interface usually isn't this clunky. The scaling's throwing me off. Okay. Finish up Robot here. He has this cool... So this glowing part on his visor, for those who haven't seen it, I think it's in the trailer. It might not be in the trailer. We need to do, I guess maybe next time, we can do a little bit of a walkthrough on the game, maybe. A little teaser.
Note.
Or something.
There's something else. Oh yeah, the Lemmings article.
His visor goes back and forth. This glowing part goes back and forth like a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica. It's kind of fun. I'm actually, if I feel up to it, I may actually put messages in there. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. He has this thing on the side of his head. Not sure.
Sorry, what was it? The play through the game?
Yeah, of Crescent Memories. Just maybe a live stream, like 15 minutes. We'll play it or something.
Quick play. Okay. Cool.
That way, why am I not? Yeah, but Robot, he's he's not the most interesting character in the game. He's there to repair the transponder and give you an update on certain stats in the game. For example, you can see here in the screenshot that I took for reference, it says crew psych analysis. And so out of 1 to 10, he kind of rates your crew on how well they're doing psychologically, and so you know if you need to talk to somebody or help them if they're sick or anything like that. So I think I have that, something like that. Yeah, robot. I don't know why, I was kind of thinking, he doesn't look like him, but I was thinking like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I was designing him. I don't know why I was thinking that, though. Maybe it was the visor. For some reason this mono visor I was connecting with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
the Terminator has a laser.
You're thinking of Space Quest 3, I bet.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yep, that's exactly. Pull that up really quick. See, Bryce knows my artwork better than I do.
I'm just like, single visor robot. That's what I think of.
There are quite a bit of Space Quest references in this game. I'm way into the Space Quest games. And so is Bryce. I believe Bryce likes Space Quest. We grew up with Space Quest, and this is what I was thinking. So, does the chick from the? Oh no, she has individual eyes. So.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, and that's kind of what I was going for here with robot. Hey, if you guys have an interesting name that's 2, 3, 5 or 6 characters long, shoot it out. I might throw it in. I mean, it wouldn't be hard for me to switch that all out.
Cat 5.
Dude, that's good.
That was
who was that?
Bob.
Cat 5. That's not bad at all. Cat 5.
Computer reference going.
Can you drop that in as a note somewhere?
Yeah,
I made such. That's a good suggestion. Bob Dunlock. We're gonna redo this. I don't like it. This needs to stick out more. There we go. That feels better. Cat 5. We need to Frankenstein the old hardware. If I was an electrical engineer, maybe. That's complicated stuff, though,
That's
man.
a whole other level.
Because they had whole teams at IBM figuring all that stuff. I assume maybe it was just one guy that designs all those chips. Because that's how it used to be.
At the design level, yeah. The manufacturing level, obviously, you get teams and teams involved.
Like, did you see the...
I'm sure there's a process it goes through. You probably have one guy who does an initial design.
And then it gets reviewed by a committee or something.
Brought back, so there's a team there.
It was the Amiga... Was it the documentary? I can't remember what it is. But they did that whole system on like 5 or 6 breadboards. They took it to CES as the breadboards.
So apparently it hadn't really been working well up until they got there, and they just barely got it working for the show.
And it was essentially designed by one guy, if I remember right, the whole thing. And it's amazing that computers back then could do that. You could design something like that with so little. With so little mass expertise. You could, as an individual, gather enough expertise to design something like that. It's really cool. Of course, I've been watching a YouTube series of a guy doing an 8-bit computer on breadboards recently.
I don't know.
It's really cool.
What I've learned seems like those sorts of things we view as complicated. I mean, they are. But my understanding, my feeling is it's a matter of accessibility to the resources needed to be able to learn it, right?
Yeah, that's
If
true.
I'm going to develop a piece of silicon, I need to know how to fabricate silicon so I can actually do it, or know the software that'll emulate that, and know how to use the software that does that.
Has anybody actually done that?
At
Gone
home
out
silicon.
and mined the silicon and
I'm sure you could.
like from the
You're not
ground
gonna
and
get,
build
like,
the processors.
25 nanometer
Yeah.
lithography going on, but you could probably do a simple chip.
That'd be cool.
I'm sure. We gotta look up, see on YouTube if anybody's done that. My
Well,
guess is somebody's done
there
something
was-
to that effect.
There was a I don't know if it was a Kickstarter or something, but it was graphene. It was to teach kids. Gosh, just escaped me. The science behind the computer hardware.
You think that
Electrical engineering, and you draw the actual gateways and everything for the processors with graphite, and then you can take it's just paper that they drew more graphite on, and you could close the gateways and stuff like that. And it seemed like it was a Kickstarter where somebody was developing a tool set to allow you to.
I know you can do circuits with just a regular pencil on paper. You can actually create circuits that way.
So cool.
It's not very effective circuits.
No.
But it works. That was something else. I was thinking of that video where he was showing off the Intel education kit on Nerd. Oh gosh, I can't think of his name.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw the thumbnail. I haven't seen the video.
Yeah, I watched it. It was interesting. As a kit they'd send to schools that had chips that were no good in it, Intel 486s or whatever.
Yeah.
And it had a bunch of other stuff that kind of went through the process and explained how they get made.
Oh, back in the day when everybody was so excited for that. I remember you probably saw this too because it was there when I was there. One of the teachers in 5th grade, she still had her Atari 800 sitting out front of the class. Never got used because the school spent a ton of money on it. She probably really liked it.
Got used when I was there. One of my classes, I can't remember. I don't know if it was an Atari or something else. It was an older 8-bit computer though, and I remember that one specifically because they had a lemonade stand simulator on it. Yeah, there was Mr. Barfus.
Yeah, Mr. Barfus.
He had there was the other teacher. She had a bunch of them in her room.
Miss Donnelly.
Yeah, she had like a row of them in her room.
Yeah,
and they were running a lot of times too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, when I was there, they were never running. She always had her lights off or something. That room was so dark. I just remember it being so dark. I didn't want to. Oh, it was because I think she just had the blinds always pulled down or something. But I remember seeing that Atari 800. I'm like, when do we get to do stuff on the Atari 800? We never did because it was like they realized teaching every kid how to program wasn't really the future.
Yeah.
And it still isn't. But I think it's a good idea to let people dip their toes in.
I think it should be taught like math and English is, in the sense of not programming, but as logic. I think general logic should be taught at some level. Just how do you work through a problem, right? And how do you set up procedures to be able to solve a problem over and over again?
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I think, basic, I think is a great way of doing that. It really is.
Some sort of programming language.
Because it isn't hard to teach 6th graders how to type in a for loop.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
I would put it more at the middle school level myself.
Yeah.
To start them on, because at that age, I don't know. I've got a 6-year-old, and so
you're kind of
like it's not even on the radar. Like I remember when he was younger, I was getting I'll be able to teach him programming in a couple of years. He's still trying to learn how to read, so it's like you're not going to be doing much programming until that's figured out. So.
And every kid's kind of at a different level too. You'll have kids that will be like, "Why am I not programming?" And then you'll have kids like,
"Anyway,
why am I doing this?"
That was hard. 4th grade. She had one computer in her room. It was an 8-bit something. I think it was an Atari, but it had a lemonade stand simulator. And that's where I learned how to game.
Oh no!
Like I was thinking through the logic of the game because you could set the price of the lemonade and how much you want to sell it for and how many cups you wanted to buy, And it got to a point where I realized there was no upper threshold where you wouldn't sell. It reached a point where, the odds were very, very low, but it was never zero. So I played it several games where I'd buy like 5 cups of lemonade to sell. I'd buy the materials for it. And I put the price as high as it would go. It was like 9 million, 9999999,
something ridiculous.
Whatever the maximum would do. And I would sit there. And the joke was, and I had kids going, I'm just like, yep, we're just waiting for Bill Gates to show up and buy a couple of it. And inevitably, you'd sell at least one. And I think one game I ended up selling like 4 in the game. And the teacher came and was like, what? How?
Jacob mentioned Turtle Draw.
Yeah. So that
Wasn't that Logo?
Yes, that was Logo, was the language. That you were
and they have an Atari version of Logo.
Yeah.
I know that was
they had it
quite a bit.
All sorts of stuff. So. And there was a video... One of the British YouTubers.
Did he talk about Turtle?
How at schools over in England, and he says he's talked to people in America who worked with Logo, that in England most of the schools got the robot that came with it.
Yeah.
So it had an actual robot that you put a pen in, and you'd program it on the computer and test it on there, and then you put it on a piece of paper, and it would actually draw the patterns with the robot on a piece of paper. It was like, that would have got me so excited as a kid to want to learn how to make that work.
Well, it's like Rob the Robot for the NES. It's once you bring that virtual into the physical, kids go nuts. It's like an erector set.
Yeah, which is why things like Raspberry Pi and Arduino are pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can show some physicality to it. Makes it more exciting.
I was gonna pull up the full body shot of Robot here because I can't remember what he looks like. Oh, I should have done a character sheet for these guys. I winged it on the pixel art. That's okay. I just gotta pull up the... Oh, I might not be able to pull
long
up.
legs.
Huh?
Jake says long legs.
Yeah, he had long legs. Trying to figure out how his upper chest terminated at the bottom. I can't remember like the way the metal looks. Okay, gameplay, character, patent. Yeah, I can't even pull this in because it's. Okay, we'll just open it up again. Oh no, that's Pat. I want robot. Okay. There he is. So it looks like it curves down a little bit at the bottom, and then he has the Circle Reserves logo on his chest. So we'll have to keep that in mind too. Okay. I think I designed his chest to kind of look like he's wearing a jacket because everybody else has a jacket. And so I kind of want him to fit in that way. So I think that works out here. Very toned, like steel. These cats are... Oh, these cats. These cats ain't fat cats. Maybe I should give the backstory. I'm trying to think if I should give any backstory in the manual or not. I'll give some backstory here just in case I don't. So it's somewhere. There's a little bit of backstory right at the beginning. We'll show that in our live stream. But basically, Trevor and crew, they've been caught in this... will he try to kill with a magazine if you break his core logic? I'm missing the joke. Will he try to kill you with a magazine if you break his core logic? I don't get it. Alien reference.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I've seen it. I'm just trying to... Sorry, One Bite Cake. Not getting that one.
Android tries to kill Ripley.
With a magazine? Does he try to kill him with a magazine?
Once again, I haven't seen it.
Because I know the android tries to kill Ripley. Now I'm curious. Huh. Alien 1, yes, apparently it's with the magazine. I do not remember that. All I remember is that decapitated head on the ground and he's talking. So, it's been a long time since I've seen that. Good movie, though. Can't talk about it. Oh, wait. Yes, we can. No, I'm not going to get political. I don't want to get political in these streams.
Looking for...
So, one bike, rolled magazine up and tried to ram it down. Oh, that is! I remember that!
I'm looking at a picture of it right now.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that one.
So, One Bite Cake and Lee 76 and whoever else. What's the last Atari game you played? Or Jag game?
Yeah, he's got Flappy McFur.
Is it Flappy?
I kind of figured that was probably the
The
case
biggest
for him.
crush on Sigourney Weaver. Flappy McFur, of course. That's true. That probably is the last game you
The
played.
last one I played was Barbarian Sword Fight. So that's what's on the skunk board.
That's what's on the skunk board right now. That's right, we did flash that, didn't we? I flashed that a long time ago. In fact, that's probably one of the first.
Ooh. He says flip out Lee 76.
Ooh, that's a fun game. Do they have a, hey Lee, do they have a high scoreboard for that one?
I can't remember. It's been so long since I played that. I spent a lot of time on
It's
that.
fun. Yeah, Barbarian was ported to almost everything.
Yeah.
It was, in fact, there's a guy on the Atari Age forums who's making Jaguar versions of all the previous ports. So he has like an Amstrad CPC version, Commodore 64, and he's just swapping out graphics.
The assets,
and stuff.
yeah, and the palettes.
Because I think the code for Barbarian is open source now.
Really?
Like, there's a GitHub for it. You might want to. I don't know if you have a second to check that. And so he's been porting that all over. Yeah, Flip Out's a lot of fun. So Bryce and I have been thinking about doing. Tough question. Yes, I think so. Your score goes up when playing, anyways. So yeah, sorry, I should have clarified my question a little bit, Lee. Do they have an Atari forum high score? Are they tracking the high score on that? Because I think it does have a score in the game. So HV20s are magic in the right. HV20s.
Somebody's got a website dedicated to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. 30 years.
Hey, he's even got the Jaguar.
He's got the Jag version up there. Cool.
64.
Oh yeah, I think. Oh, that's the Amiga 500.
I've created an open source clone.
Oh, that's so he's just reverse engineered.
Yeah. But it's not a complicated game.
I don't think I've actually played him. He's put the ROMs up, so you can download the ROMs and play them in an emulator if you want in Virtual Jag. But
Love these old style websites. They're great.
oh yeah, Jag version. Does Bryce were you? Yeah, you were there for that. You weren't in the video, but Jag version.
Oh
The
yeah.
one we did with Mike.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And I know people have asked to do something like Jag version again. I think the reason why we won't ever do that again is because of BTB, the Jaguar. He's kind of doing that already with his kids, and he's doing it like from a quality standpoint. He's doing it a lot better than I would want to put effort into, and so he hasn't done a Jaguar game in a long time though. He jumps around between almost all the Atari systems, and so they're good videos there. He has one with one of his daughters, and it's it's awkward.
The Highlander one?
I think it's it's the Highlander one. Oh, he hasn't done one pretty recently.
Yeah.
That was only a few months ago. That was great. They tear into that one pretty hard. So I recently played through Highlander again with a walkthrough because I didn't want to deal
Controls
with
are bad. it's still fun playthrough.
Once you
if you
figure
dedicate
out
yourself
that you only need one move to fight, it's not that bad. It's not that hard. I ran in that game crashed on me.
Tank controls.
Yeah, it's tank controls. You can get used to that though. It's not too bad. What makes it bad is that in one area they'll have like 5 or 6 different screens, and so the camera's changing.
It was the camera angles that made the tank controls
so dumb,
so painful.
And
there were some weird low angle ones.
Yeah,
that make tank controls almost impossible
makes it
to
really
know what
hard.
you're pointing at.
So you have to think about where they come from. They were coming from Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark, because this came out a year after
Resident Evil out.
Pretty
Alone in the Dark would have been. I don't know if
Alone in the Dark was like 94, wasn't it? Because Highlander was 90. It was like late 95. It was right before the Jag went out.
So Alone in the Dark. It's 92.
Oh, holy crap! 92.
Yeah, I knew that one was super early.
Either way, my point here is they had a working model for how camera shots should work, how all that should work. And they still botched it up, like really, really bad. So,
well, you can tell their model was off of the Alone in the Dark.
Yeah,
because if you play that one, it has a lot of the same issues.
But it wasn't as pervasive.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: there's a reason for low angles, though, and this is why I was bringing up Resident Evil. Resident Evil uses a lot of low angles too, because it's purposely trying to obscure your view, to make it scarier. It's an artificial way. Highlander didn't need that. It wasn't a horror game. And so it's really frustrating.
I think the other difference with Alone in the Dark, because I played through that one, is that it was in a house the whole time. And so you're dealing with a lot of right angles, which made it easy to kind of navigate and know which direction your character was. With Highlander, there's this open environment. And so the camera would change, and like... You can't tell where the camera's at.
Sorry, Mike Cake, he brought up an interesting point. They kept breaking the rule of 180.
Yeah.
Which is what they do all the time. And it's frustrating. So, if you can get past that, you learn the one move you need to know to beat every guy. It's not too bad. There's a few puzzles that are really obtuse. Yeah. And so you need a walkthrough. Like, I would not suggest anybody play that without a walkthrough.
Give you a lot of information.
But...
It did predate Resident Evil by 1 year.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Which is cool.
Really?
It says, Resident Evil is 96. And that was 95.
So, that originally did come out. Was that a PlayStation exclusive, or did it come out on PC? Resident Evil.
It was console to begin with, I'm fairly sure. Let me go back.
I could be mixing something up. Yeah, some sort of landmark to break that 180 rule. And it's so, for example, there's actually a few instances of that in that game. There's in the first section, the tank outside of the village. They break 180 there a couple times when you can go around that pond, and the tank is the landmark, and so you can do it. That is a good point. So it's all about design.
96 release was PlayStation exclusive.
Okay. Probably just thinking of Alone in the Dark.
So, that got ported around.
Anyways, Highlanders. I recently went through it, and I enjoyed it with the walkthrough. And I was gonna say, I crashed that game 4 times. 3 of the times I had no idea. The last one was I was at the doorway at the end of the canyon. It was right before you end the canyon. There's a guard booth there, and I killed the guard. Oh gosh, I wish I wrote this down, because it was a glitch in the game. I killed the guard, and there's an item there, or some sort of item, and I opened up my menu, and then I closed my inventory. I opened up my inventory and closed my inventory, and then I couldn't go into my inventory again. And so I'm like, it just must be a glitch in the game. So I restarted the game, and then I still couldn't open up my inventory. I had to start the game from the start to start playing again. Which sucks. So there are some game-breaking bugs in Highlander. I wish I should have kept a record of that and posted it somewhere.
Maybe that's one I would like to play through again. I know it's a pain in the butt. But
Highlander?
Yeah. I don't know why that one fascinated me back in the day.
You can get through the whole thing in probably 2 hours if you know what you're doing. Yeah, it's not a long game. Anyways.
Law of diminishing returns. Collecting for the Atari Jaguar CD. Oh no, some article.
Yep. Especially with the game drive coming out with CD support. That's well, eventually. I don't think it has CD support yet. But sorry, I keep wanting to. There we go. Guess I should just keep this up.
Yeah, picking up that one back in the day after that first one failed.
What?
Jag CD unit.
Yeah.
For $99.
Yeah.
Steal.
That was a steal. They're, what are they, 400 or 800?
I don't know when this article was posted, but his is showing, it's in pounds, but 614, 646.
So it's almost 700
Yeah.
in America.
Crazy.
That's, yeah, it's nuts. I'm glad we have a couple working ones.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they'll last at least a few more years. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize. Where are we at on the stream?
We're about an hour and a quarter.
Okay, we should close this up. I don't want this to go too long. Okay, I wasn't able to get too far with this drawing. We got Robot in there, though.
There, got you distracted.
No, we had some good discussions. I like that. I'd rather talk about Atari stuff on these streams. So, yeah. So, let us know how the stream went, everybody. Thanks for interacting with us through the chat, and hopefully, our audience will build a little bit over time. We have certain, like the Facebook page. We were looking at the numbers there, and there's something like 450 people following that page, and so we know there's people that are interested in stuff like this, but hitting the right time and all that stuff, who knows if we're even hitting the right time. And there's a lot of people over in Europe that we're not capturing because of the time.
You'll see it.
But yeah.
What's that? I can't see that.
What is that emoji? Anyways, yeah, so...
Monkey with a hammer.
It's a monkey with a hammer. Yeah, that's Highlander. But yeah, let us know if there's anything you would like us to talk about or get our opinion on. There's the Jag community isn't the most bustling community, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So, hey Lee, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Stay safe as well. And for everybody else, stay safe. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.